Good evening. Thank you for joining us. My name is AyoT from EaglesTracker, the home of Nigerian footballers. And with me here, I have a special guest today, a fantastic footballer who has done a lot in, I would say, a short period of time. A grade 7 for Nigeria and current player for FC Dijon or Dijon FCO in France, Division 1 Feminine, Desire Oparanozie. Thank you very much for joining me today, Desire.
Thank you, Ayo, for having me. It's a pleasure.
So first of all, how are you doing? How have you been?
Oh, been good, been all right. Taking life one day at a time. So far so good.
Yeah, I mean, this pandemic, this entire situation has been tough on all of us, I would say, And being a professional athlete, you guys are one of the few people that are in a situation whereby your jobs weren't affected too much, and everything, which is a privilege. But at the same time, I can imagine it's not easy, in these circumstances, having to do COVID tests. We've seen on your Instagram all the time, having
Mm.
having to play these games so frequently, but at the same time not being able to live your life to the full extent like you would want it to. How has that been for you throughout the season?
Well, it's been tough. It's really been tough. COVID hit us really hard. You know, um, in as much as I know there are people who are cashing in on, on COVID and but I think it's done more harm than good for the private sector and also for the public sector as well in general. It's had its negative effect on each and every one of us. And for us as pro athletes, I mean, we've had to suffer it from day one up until now, though the impact wasn't that much, but it had its own toll on us as well. And I mean, we're learning to live with it. We've learned to live with it. We undergo tests every week. And that thing, that no swap thing. It's not a child's play. Each time it's not agreeable. I mean, it's not something you get used to. Um, and then we've also tried to made conscious effort not to um, uh, be around the outside world so much,
Yeah,
due to uh, part of the precautionary measures we were taking because we don't want to put uh,
yourselves.
people at risk and all of that. So in order for games to go on, because there was this week we had COVID cases, we had about three outstanding games to we stopped playing entirely. Other teams were playing and we couldn't play, so we had backlog of games to play and all of that. Those were the things we had to suffer and all of that. So, but we're learning to live with it, and it's more or less like enough for us now. So. And then with this vaccine, life is gradually coming back to normal, So I hope by the time everybody gets vaccinated, we will be able to do most of the things we've not been able to do since
Yeah.
COVID came. So,
And
so yeah,
sorry, go on.
yeah. That's basically it. So with vaccine, very soon, I think normal life is just around the corner.
Yeah,
We'll get there, yeah, sooner than later.
yeah. And I was just going to ask, just to be sure, have you been lucky enough, to avoid COVID throughout this pandemic?
Yeah,
Yes.
funny enough, I actually have. I mean, I've had series of tests, and each and every one of them came out negative each time. I don't know how possible that is, but well, I really can't explain it because I've had
Which is
contact with victims. I've been in the same space with victims, and then I just have been lucky not
Mm,
to not to be down with it.
yeah. Which is good. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, myself, I wasn't lucky enough. I had COVID in January, early
Oh,
January.
oh
Um,
wow,
right now,
wow.
yeah. So, and I'm not a professional footballer, so I can imagine. Okay, let me ask you about your season now. I mean, you guys have had, I would say, an up and down season. Like you said, you've had to stop playing some games. You've dealt with COVID. It has been tough. But how would you say the season has gone so far for you?
Well, sincerely, it hasn't gone as much as I would have wanted it to, but I would say I'm happy with what what it is at the moment, because apart from, in as much as I haven't scored as many goals as I would have loved to, but I've helped my team in a lot of ways, So when I'm not scoring, I'm assisting, and when I'm not assisting, when I'm not doing either of those, I'm helping the team to, to progress, to move forward. So that's the most important thing. And um, at some point, I was injured. I was out for some time, but lucky enough, I came out of injury, and ever since I've been healthy to be able to play with my team and help them through every game. So far it's been good, So I didn't hit my objective for the season. I didn't get the desired let's say the desired goal, but then I'm still appreciative of what I have achieved so far. So it's not entirely a bad season.
Yeah, and I mean, I've spoken to a lot of footballers, and I know from hearing from them that getting injured is one of the toughest things that footballers can go through. So I can't imagine that that was easy for you. But at least you're fit now, and hopefully you can stay healthy for.
Yeah. It's it's one of our nightmares, really. For some, no injury is easy, but then some are better than the
Yeah.
other, because and then it was so tough that I had the ankle sprain. The moment I was coming out from ankle sprain, I had muscle tear as well, almost in the same window. So it was terrible, and that's the prayer of every athlete, not to be injured. We pray every day to stay healthy and all of that. But all these things are inevitable. So
Is I mean,
we
it's
yeah,
part of, unfortunately, the cons of being a professional athlete. You have to deal with these things every once in
that's
a while.
right.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
right.
but I think you guys have one more game to go this season
Mhm.
against potential champions. They're fighting for
Yeah,
the.
PSG. Yeah.
How do you think that game is going to go? I mean, I can imagine you guys don't want to let them win the title.
Well. In as much as right now, uh, this is my personal opinion. I won't mind PSG winning the league, because Lyon have they've dominated the league for a very long time. So it won't be bad to have new champions, and but that's still notwithstanding, where it's the last game of the season. We're gonna give it our best. We're throwing in everything. If at the end of the day it goes our way, fine and good. But then it's also will depend on. I think the tiebreaker is going to be the Lyon PSG game this weekend, because they have outstanding because of Champions League.
Mm,
So they have outstanding, and then they're playing it this weekend. So not this particular weekend, the weekend after this present one.
yeah.
So I think that's going to be a tiebreaker. Whoever wins that match will probably win the league. So we're waiting for the outcome of that match, but that's still notwithstanding. We're going to go on the field on the last day and throw in everything, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And don't worry, by the time this video is released to the public, the season would have ended. So
Oh,
we would know we would
it's
know
fine.
by the
It's
time.
fine. I'm sure I haven't said any complicating things. So.
Yeah. Okay. And I wanted to ask you also, I mean, now you have Chiamaka Nadozie playing in France as well. I mean, we know that you guys have a very close relationship. So what was it like playing against her?
Oh, it was fun. It was quite competitive because I want to score against her, and then she doesn't want me to score. So it's always even before game, it's usually a banter. You know how she told her defenders to
Make
mark
sure.
me and all of that. So
Yeah.
it's always competitive. It's one game I always look forward to, to playing because it's it comes with I don't know. There's this feeling it comes with playing against your national teammates.
Yeah. It
It
just
comes with
feels special.
some sort of feeling. So it's one game I always look forward to playing, and it's always very competitive, and it's something I like doing.
Amazing, amazing. And of course, for me, and I mean, for Eagles Tracker, and I can imagine for most Nigerian fans, it's something that we enjoy. Whenever we see two
Yeah.
Nigerian footballers going at it at the highest level of football,
Mhm.
is a dream come true, because that's what we want for our football, for everybody to be playing these games week in, week out. I can only imagine if in the future, every week in all the top leagues, we'll just be
Mhm.
seeing Nigerian men and women just playing against each other, battling,
Yeah.
scoring. Then
Yeah.
it will be
We'll
really.
get there. We'll get there
and,
eventually.
and yeah, we will get there because I mean, look at the current crop of players that we have, both in the men and in the women's
In the women, yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
really amazing. I mean, Spain right now is packed with Super Falcons, all
True,
over.
true. That's home
Yeah,
of Nigeria.
yeah. So it's really interesting to see, the growth and the development of Nigerian footballers and of Nigerian football as a whole. And I think that would lead me to my next question that I have for you. You're someone that has, I would say, been there, done that. Given the fact that you're still only 27, but you've played in four and won four Afcon, you've won four Afcons. You've won the Golden Boots, and I mean, you've been captain of the national team as well. So, in your own mind, what stage of your career do you think you are at right now?
Well, like you said, I've played four Nations Cup. I've been three Women's World Cup. I've played three underage World Cup categories as well, and I think I've actually played it all, and I've been at the top of my game for over a decade now, and really, if you ask me, there's really nothing else to play. Yeah, there is really nothing else, really. In as much as I would have loved to play in an Olympics, which that hasn't happened yet. But if if opportunity presents itself in the nearest future, you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something I would want to achieve. But right now, it hasn't happened yet. But I think um, I'm just in a good place right now, and I think I've really played it all, and I, 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 now I intend to take it one day at a time, and then see what tomorrow will bring.
Mm. And if you could go back in time, and you could pick one moment from your football journey so far, and just frame that moment, just that one special moment that you have, what would that be?
Well, there are a couple of them, but you say if I should pick one, I think it will be 2010 when I won my first silverware with the national team. 2010 Nations Cup. I think that's one moment that is special, very special. I mean, I've won it four times, but but that first
Nothing
experience
just
is
first.
nothing compared to the rest. So I think that's one moment I would relive over and over and over again.
Yeah, and of course, I mean that has to be the case because when you win the first one, you don't know that there's going to be a second and a third and
Yeah,
a
of
fourth.
course,
You know,
of course.
so that
Yeah,
first time is just you have to enjoy it. You know,
true.
and I mean, as a football fan myself, you know, someone that grew up dreaming of potentially wanting to play football. You know, those are the
Mm,
moments that you dream for. When your national team colors and winning, you know, a trophy is. I can
yeah.
only imagine what that's like for you. Okay,
Mm.
so all that being said, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, your season is about to end now. So can you tell us what's the plan for the summer? You know, what are you going to get onto?
Well, there's no big plan. I mean, COVID won't let us do a lot, won't let us do so much. But I'm going to come home to rest and be with family because that hasn't happened for a long time now because of COVID. Though I was home in December, but that was brief. So I'm gonna come home, spend time with my family, and I also have an event with my foundation. So we're looking at um, early July. So reaching out to school kids, and that's basically what my foundation is about.
Can
School
you maybe tell
girls.
us a little bit more about the event and what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's we're doing the healthcare aspect of it. The team is healthcare for girls. So uh, we're trying to uh, intimate them on the need to learn about uh, cardiopulmonary resuscitation,
Mm.
CPR. You
CPR,
know,
yeah.
yeah, I want to teach them about that because over the years we've mostly in our own part of the world where a lot of us are ignorant. Maybe when someone drowns in a pool or cardiac arrest or someone is having difficulty
Yeah.
breathing a lot and all of that, a lot of people tend to, you know, watch helplessly because they don't know what to do or how to help. So those trainings are it could come handy in situations like that when you're knowledgeable enough on what to do in a situation like that. So I think so that's the plan. I want to reach out to school kids to, teach them about this procedure, get them to know more about it. You never know they can. I mean, how many lives they can save with broad knowledge about this procedure and all of that. So that's what it's about, and then provide them with some educational materials as well as some sets of jersey for the school teams and all of that. So while observing COVID protocol, of course. So basically, that's what this year's event is about.
Yeah, and I have to commend you. You know, wonderful efforts that you're doing. I mean, just hearing all of that, of course I know the importance of these things. I mean, I started coaching under 12 kids about 2 or 3 years ago, and I had
Mhm.
to do my CPR, first aid setup, and everything. And I
Yeah,
remember when I was doing it, I thought this was something that I would never need. You know, that
thought
I would,
thought you yeah you had need for yeah.
you know, eventually one of the games, one of our players collapsed on the field, and we eventually had to give him
Yeah.
CPR, you know, to get him breathing
Hmm.
again. You know, so these things come in handy, and you can never tell. You know, just the lack
Yeah,
of that basic knowledge can be the difference between somebody being alive and
that's
you know
right.
losing
That's
their
right.
life. So you know, definitely, and I mean, I would just say if there's any way that we can assist or we can help with foundation's efforts, you know, on our end from EaglesTracker, we would of course be glad to
Well,
do that. And
that's
so
so nice. That's
yeah.
so nice of you. Thank you. Don't worry. If need be, I definitely will let you
Yeah.
know.
You know, the mission is from us is just whatever we can do to help Nigerian football and Nigerian footballers to grow, you know, and just
That's
to benefit Nigeria in any way, really, you know.
that's really commendable. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I have one more question about football and about your career to just ask. What can fans expect from you in the future? You know, I know you said you're taking it one day at a time, just living in the moment and enjoying it. But is there anything that fans can look forward to? Is there anything that they can anticipate? Anything that you're planning on? Maybe not even football related.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Well, um, right now, I said earlier, one day at a time. Um, I don't wanna promise and then fall short
Yeah.
and in the long run. So just one day at a time. But I'm more focused on uh, personal achievement, uh, more or less like self-impactation. You know, um, 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 what's it called? Uh, I try to learn new things in
Yeah.
different fields, and it's about I'm focusing more on life after football right now because I'm doing a lot of online courses and whatever I can do. I'm also doing some course. I'm doing one course in French as well to get a French diploma at the end of the day, and also doing some course online as well. So that's basically what my vision is
Yeah.
about right now. So
And
it's about getting better and acquiring as many knowledge as I can because I think it's gonna be handy at some point in the future. So doing whatever I can to to balance everything. A bit of this and a bit of that, and then find some balance in the middle at the end of the day. So that's what I'm basically concentrating on right now. And,
yeah.
yeah.
I would say I'm glad that you said that, because life after football is something that even by myself I've been trying to preach to as many footballers as I can, because I mean I've told a few people, and I think I've said it on Eagles Tracker Live a few times, that was one of my motivations to even start Eagles Tracker in the first place. Just looking at footballers that I loved growing up, watching these players, and then you see the way they just quote unquote tailor off after football.
Mhm.
You just like, this person achieved so much greatness, this person did so much, and why is this person not able to still go on to achieve many more great things, even after they are done playing their sport? Because at the end of the day, football is one of the best jobs that you can have in the world, but it's a job, and that
Yeah,
job is
yeah,
going to end one
it
day.
is.
You're going
It
to have
is.
the next thing. So it's good to hear that, you're preparing yourself for that next journey in your life, I would
Mhm.
say. And is there any potential? I'll just ask: is there any potential to see Coach Desire Oparanozie one day in the future?
Well. Uh, I'm not writing that off because we don't really know what tomorrow will bring. So if in the future uh, an opportunity for that arises and I feel the need to take that up, why not? Why not? If I feel I can do it, and definitely I'll have the qualification. It would be a matter of choice for me. So if that comes up in the future, I think it will be considered.
Mm. And let me just follow up to that then. If you were going to coach in the future, would you want to coach, say, kids, or would you want to coach at the highest level of professional football?
I want to coach at the highest level. I want to coach at the highest level, and if the need to coach at the grassroots arises, I won't mind as well because foundation is also very important, and
Yeah.
if um, if I have what it takes to make some relevant changes, improvement, and progress, why not? So um, it could be It could be grassroots. It could be um, top level,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. If I'm up for it, I'll definitely go for it.
And I mean, and of course, nobody is stopping you from maybe starting at grassroots and then working your way up, or whichever way.
That's
So
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
of
there's
course.
a lot of potential in the future. You can coach until you're 70, 80, in fact.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
And we can also venture into administrative part of it. So
Definitely, because I would say, I mean, in Nigeria in particular, we need more football minds in administrative roles. Let's not get into that, but we need more football people in administrative roles. Okay. Let me ask you a little bit about teammates that you've had over the years. And this time I want you to actually fill in the blank for me. So who would you say is the funniest teammates that you've had? So in any way that you've played, who would you say is the funniest teammates that you remember having?
Hmm. Oh. I think Ellen Fiakov, my current teammate, she's I mean, she's really funny. She's a comic character.
Mm.
Ellen Fiakov, yeah.
I'll definitely
And then
take
Solen as well, Solen Babons. Both, I don't know who's funnier than the other, but
it.
yeah, both of them are quite funny.
Okay, now how about in the national team? All the times that you've been in national team throughout the years, from youth to Super Falcons, who was the funniest teammates that you remember having?
I think it's between Esther Sunday and Adule Charity.
Mm.
Those two, men looking at them, you just start laughing.
And I was just going to say that I'm trying to actually. I think I've spoken to her once.
I mean,
Yeah, she's a funny person.
once you have maybe eye contact with her, she will start laughing, and then you will join in the laughter. She's that funny. And Esther Sunday as well. She's another person like that. So I think it's between both of them.
And who would you say was the most underrated, in your opinion, teammates that you had? That the person wasn't getting, maybe the media plaudits and all the praise. But then when you watch this person in training, you watch this person in games, you're like, she's so good.
Well, a lot of them. Let's say, for example, in the national team, a lot of, you see, from the midfield line to the defense, they do a lot of work in that team, and nobody sees it. People, mostly the media, they only see the people that are in front that are scoring the goals. But they don't know. I mean, you don't see those players from the middle to the defense. They do outstanding, they do amazing work, and I think they are underrated. Beg your pardon. I think they are underrated big time. I mean, football is not just about scoring goals. It's not. Apart from scoring goals, what are you bringing to the team? When you're not scoring, what are you doing for your colleague to score? So those are things that a lot of people that watch football, they don't really know. They're just looking out for the ones that their names are on the paper. Okay, the ones that have scored.
Yeah.
But trust me, football is more than goal scoring, and I think those players in the middle and at the back, they are way underrated. And if the media can change that narrative, I think football will be more fun to watch.
Who is the teammates that you've played with that you felt like you had the best chemistry? So when the both of you stepped on the field, you just knew where she was, she knew where you were, it was just, effortless.
That would be Eberoji. That's unfortunately she hasn't been called up to play for the Falcons for quite some time now. That's one player I enjoyed playing with. We had mad connection. Yeah. We had mad connection. She's a workaholic. I enjoyed pairing with her. I mean, I've had connections with everyone else I've played with, but with Eberoji, is
It was
I
a
mean,
different
it's
thing.
on another level. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. And then finally, on your teammates now, I want you to give us your five-a-side team of your teammates that you've played with. So this can be from the national team, this can be your club side. But if you had to pick five players, to go to battle for Desire Oparanozie, who would be those five players?
Um. Okay, that would be. I mean, a Roger in front.
Yeah.
Rita and Alema in the middle.
Mm.
Then I have two slots left, right?
Yes, two slots.
Then Precious and OC.
Mm.
Precious
So,
Dede and Osinachi. Yeah.
so you said Ebere Orji and Ebere Orji up front with Achikwelu and Halimatu Ainde, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle, and then Precious, and then who was the last person you said? Sorry,
Osinachi.
and Osinachi Ohale in
Yeah.
defense. Okay, five-a-side team. Okay, good one, strong team. Osinachi Ohale, top player. She's currently in Spain as
In
well.
Spain, yeah.
Talking about. I think she even played a game today. Yeah. Okay. Now I want to ask you finally before I let you go. I want to ask you some just quick fire questions about yourself, and just to get to know you a little bit better. Um, I don't want you to think too much about it. Just the first answer that comes to your mind, whatever is in your heart, just give it to us. Okay. Um, so, what is your go-to skill in football?
My go-to skill.
Yes.
Oh,
If you had to beat a player, no time to think. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
well, pace it. Just pace it and
Run past the player.
run. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to eat before a football game? I know they force you guys to eat pasta, but
Yeah.
what is your own favorite thing to eat?
Well, funny enough, it's actually become my favorite thing to eat before game because it's light and yeah. So it's the best thing to eat. So it's become my favorite thing to eat.
Hmm.
Pasta before game.
Okay. Other than football, what is Desire Oparanozie's other talents?
Uh, Table tennis. I have just little talent. Just this tiny winning, tiny winning
You're trying to be
talent
humble.
in table tennis. Yeah.
Okay. Who is Desire Oparanozie's favorite manager of all time?
You're setting me up. Favorite manager of all time. That's a tough one.
You're not
I
supposed
can't pick one. I can't pick one over another. They are all great.
to. Okay, okay. Do you have any superstitions before a game or any routines that you have to follow?
No, not at all.
So you just go, as the flow comes and then you go play.
As it comes, yeah.
Okay. Would you rather shoes or clothes?
Shoes.
Shoes. Okay. Would you rather Lagos or Abuja? I don't know if
Lagos.
you say any of them.
Lagos.
Okay. Jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice. Okay. Eba or pounded yam?
Eba.
Eba. Okay. Rice or swallow?
Swallow.
Swallow. so Eba over jollof rice or fried rice any day.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Okay, this next one is a trick question. Nike or Adidas?
Nike, of course.
Nike. Okay. And then finally, would you rather be the highest goal scorer and you lose the World Cup final, or you don't play at all in the tournament and Nigeria wins the World Cup?
Let me not play and let Nigeria win because
Oh, okay.
Eh,
So you'd
I'm
rather
just
not.
be proud in we are the world champion. I mean, who else will score him? We are. Let me just be proud, world champion.
Amazing, amazing. That's good to hear. National pride first. And I mean, that's something that even just as a fan, just being in Nigerian football, I cannot even imagine if one day, whether men, whether women, we just somehow manage to win the world.
Well,
That
well,
country, eh.
well, well. It's not entirely up to the players, you and I know. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
until we learn to do things the way they should be done, then we can start talking about that. But right now, we're on a long
many,
thing.
many things have to fall in place. That's
Yeah,
the beauty of it.
we're on a long thing.
If there's any young boy or young girl that's watching this video, looking up to a player like yourself that has, like we said earlier, has played everywhere, has done so much, has won so much, and the person wants to be able to even just become a professional footballer, not even to talk of achieving everything, what would be your advice or message to that person?
Oh, my advice is they should keep working hard, keep believing in themselves, and not give up, because I know sometimes the environment is discouraging, But my advice is just hang in there, keep doing your thing, and it will happen for you one day, Just persevere, persevere, keep working hard, and never relent.
Never relents. Amazing.
Sure.
Um, so thank you very much once again, Oparanozie. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. You know,
It's my pleasure.
hopefully we
Thanks
do
for
this.
having me. It's really a pleasure.
Hopefully we do this again sometime in the future. And
Anytime I'm here. Just holler
and
at me.
yeah, and God willing, when timing is right, when COVID is done everything, hopefully we get to meet in person as well. It will be a
Hopefully,
pleasure of mine.
hopefully,
All
hopefully.
right.
We'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you and have a good rest of your evening.
All right, Ayo.
All
Happy
right.
weekend. Take care.